Tonight, it's Hector in Paris. And well, let's just begin at the beginning.
Well, Ron was in a band called the Cardboards, which I had joined for a brief period of time before their demise. And when that band broke up, we definitely wanted to continue with doing something musical. So we started working on some things together. And Phil was working at the same place that Ron worked, and Ron used to hear Phil singing around and playing air guitar in the photo lab. So
I don't remember saying that.
Oh, okay.
You
well,
never heard me play air guitar.
Oh no, I couldn't have.
All right. Well, Ron heard Phil doing his lounge act and
Yeah.
in the dark room, so he would.
Strangers and...
So he said, "Oh, why don't you come up and work with us?" So the three of us worked together for a little while, and then
About 10, 15 minutes.
then we added Jim. We were at a party. We were looking for a percussionist at the time, and I was talking with Jim Lagelli, who has since departed the band. He was our saxophone player, and I asked him if he had been in a band that had two drummers. I said, "Well, do you know any percussionists looking to join a band?" He said, "No, but how about a sax player?" And I said, "Well, talk to Ron and Phil, it's okay with me if you want to come over." And so he did, and the four of us played together for about a year and a half and used a drum machine. Jim then went on vacation. I went on vacation for a month in August of '85. And Harold, Ron, our sound man, and Phil got a splinter band together called Hector Instead, and Harold played percussion in that band. And so when Hector in Paris got back together, we elected to ask Harold if he wanted to join and become a member of the band. So Harold's been with us since, he's been playing out with us a year in October. Our band was very unplanned. Like, we did not say, okay, we're going to do this kind of a band. We just wanted to make some music, and we ended up just drawing on the talents of the people that joined the band. We'd never said, okay, we're going to be a synth pop new wave band, or we're going to be I remember one fellow that Ron and I worked with briefly before this band got together. He wanted to be a synthesizer rockabilly band. Well, we never defined we said, I don't know, John, I don't think so. But, we never defined a direction for the band. We just came out with what we come out with, and that's sort of been our process.
Don't just condescend. Oh, back to reality.
Highlife from Hector In Paris on 100.7 WXXP. Highlife was not only a 7-inch single Hector put out, but they also made a video with the help of Wayne Boswell.
He does advertising for a living, and he's never had a chance to do a video, and he wanted to do one, so he picked us to do it. And at the time, we had just finished recording a Highlife and Rose's Party at Audio Innovators, and he said that he was interested, and we said, okay. So he pretty much, at that point, he got everything together, and we went to a photographic studio in the Strip District, and we shot the video in one day. A long day, a very long day.
After we had played the night before.
and then another friend of Wayne's, Rich Noel, alias Ringo, who is an editor, one of the better editors, as well as a cameraman in town, came in to do the editing. He was a cameraman on the shoot, and so they did it at the Editorium, and it's really nice video.
It's true. It is unfortunate, though, that there aren't enough outlets for independent acts to get that video exposure that they need. But you can usually get a chance to see the video at one of the Hector shows. Right now, they're in the process of some preliminary work for their forthcoming LP.
I'd like to do at least 8 to 10 tracks. We're going to include Highlife on the album, and as far as the other songs, we don't really know, but probably some of the more current stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. It's logical to me. We're going to record it at Don Bell's studio, which is a studio downtown Pittsburgh, and we've asked him to help produce it, because it seems like the trouble we always have is we get in the studio and we don't really, we try to produce it ourselves, and I don't know, we've never really been happy, so we're really willing to we tried to do that the last time, but the engineer was not willing to become a producer, you know, and so this time we really like to have that active voice.
They told me. I heard the engine starting up with a knot upon my head. I knew then they bought and sold me. Somewhere along the line, I was misinformed. I never thought it'd be like this. Someone else's dream. All the time and energy. Saddest part of all, doesn't mean a thing to me, and I'm up against the wall. Somebody else's dream. Much too late. If I could change it now, I would. Somewhere along the way, I was misinformed. I never thought it'd end like this. Someone else's dream. Final cigarettes for free. The saddest part of all, it doesn't mean a thing to me, and I'm up against the wall. Somebody else's somebody else's, somebody else's, somebody else's dream.
That was Somebody Else's Dream from Hector in Paris on 100.7 WXXP. I'm Deb Brady, and though Phil does most of the songwriting, everyone in the band does have some sort of input.
It seems like we all kind of write personal songs that are meaningful for us. You know, I know that when I've written a few songs and they've all been something that's been meaningful to me that, you know, I felt like I could express. I couldn't just like pick a subject and say, okay, I'm going to write a song about this. It has to be something that I can really relate to, or it just doesn't come out right.
Besides auditioning new saxophone players and working on the next vinyl project, Hector in Paris is also involved in supporting Pittsburgh's local music scene.
Well, there is Mom's Records, and you know, you've got all the stuff. There's what, 7, 8 artists? 8?
Well, I think there's 7.
7. Okay.
There's Hector in Paris, Eric Allison, the Spuds, the Squares. They're from Erie. The 11th Hour.
Which isn't the 11th Hour. That was the 11th Hour that was at the Upstage.
Yes, there's several bands by that name around here, I guess.
Too many. Someday.
Cardboards.
Yeah, the Cardboards.
Cardboards, which is a defunct band, but
Yeah.
we're trying to send little packages of Mom's stuff to radio stations all over the place, and
To try and establish, not necessarily Mom's as a label, but the fact that there are Pittsburgh bands and they're worthwhile listening to. Mom's basically supports more of a local scene to try and establish the artists in around the western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't think Mom's is going to make anybody rich.
No, not at all. That's not the point at all. I mean, Mom's is
yeah.
there to try and promote the bands in the area.
And
not to become a big business.
People that are interested in hearing about local music can always call their mom. The number for our little message is 381-4164. And you can call up and find out what Mom has to say about who's playing and where, and you know, it's all people involved with the Mom's Record Project.
And you're more than welcome to leave a message as well. And I think that about covers it.
I'd just like to add that I want to thank the people that have been out to hear us over the last couple of years, and you know, I'm glad you're having a good time, and we are too. We appreciate your support.
Hector in Paris, in the XX Neighborhood Spotlight. I'm Deb Brady. Join me again next Sunday night at 10, right after Foreign Intrigue, for another one of the Pittsburgh area's local heroes in the XX Neighborhood Spotlight. Here's Picnic, live from Hector in Paris on 100.7 WXXP.
Don't expect to see a friendly face. Don't expect you'll never like the place. You can't complain cause you've made your choice. You're better off just to save your voice. Don't wonder why you are not to be anointed. Don't wonder anything and you won't be disappointed. It's a picnic on the edge. It's a picnic on the edge. Tempers blaze, there's just no time to share. I feel a warm breeze blowing in the air. It's a gift, did I neglect to mention? Breaking bones, clandestine intervention. Straighten up, cause enjoying it's required. Have a blast before your time expires. It's a picnic on the edge. It's a picnic on the edge. dance and we're spinning the wheel. You wear the collar, it's a package deal. No time to change, the finer points confused. Just zip it up because you always lose. But you're expected to play it nonetheless. To buy and sell, just to propagate the mess. It's a picnic on the edge. It's a picnic on the edge. A helping hand. Not too much help, you have to understand. 'Cause we all have to learn to take our place. And those below us take it in the face. And there are those who would insist that isn't fair. Oh, well, just shoot them down as if they weren't there. It's a picnic on the edge. It's a picnic on the edge.
WXXP-FM.